What's up, guys? Welcome to Bipolar Boxing. Just going to do a quick review of the Joe Joyce versus Flip Hrgovich fight, and I'll give you my thoughts on what happened in that Adelaide disaster fight that was. But yeah, starting off with Hrgovich, that fight went pretty much exactly how I thought it would. I had Hrgovich by decision, and that's the way it worked out. I was worried that he would gas. That's what I said in my preview, and he kind of did in those middle rounds, but I still think he was winning a lot of those rounds. I didn't agree necessarily with the commentators. At one point, they were saying like Joyce is taking over the fight. They showed the live lines up there, and Hrgovich's odds went down. And I actually went live bet Hrgovich again when they went down for some reason. But yeah, Hrgovich just landing the cleaner shots the whole fight, and his punches were bigger than Joyce's punches. It's just Hrgovic was affected more by his gas tank, in my opinion, than Joyce's punches. Now Joyce did land some good punches. They don't have a lot on him just because of the way he moves. His feet footwork is horrible, and he doesn't generate a lot of power into his punches. But he's so big that they're doing something. But yeah, the rounds that Hrgovic lost were pretty much the rounds that he just laid against the ropes and he was just resting, but I don't know if he lost more than two or three, maybe three rounds in that fight. But Hrgovic definitely landed the cleaner shots. He hurt Joyce way more times than Joyce hurt him. And I don't know what else to say. I mean, Joe Joyce, he's not a broken fighter. Like everyone's saying, but they're calling for him to retire. Like, dude, I got a perfect fight for Joe Joyce next. Yugi Fury. I watched him fight yesterday. This guy's fight, he fought a guy yesterday that was 9-4. But Fury had I remember his fight with Ruiz. I think I scored that for Fury. Or not against Ruiz, against Joseph Parker. And I actually scored that for Fury. Fury used to be a good fighter, a big guy with quick feet, just like Tyson Fury, kind of, but a poor man's Tyson Fury, if you want to call him that. And he took some time off, but on his road back, like he's been fighting nobody, but he's trying to call out big names. And Joe Joyce is a perfect fight for him because man, you lose the Yugi Fury, then you can go ahead and retire. But I think he would walk through Fury, and it gives it's another name because I don't want to see Joyce in there against guys in like the top 10. I just don't want to see it. I think they'll all make him look pretty bad, but everyone's saying that Joyce's chin shot, he took a lot of big punches from Hrgovich tonight, and they didn't seem to affect him that much. And Joe Joyce has a great gas tank. He comes forward. He's a tough style to beat. He's not very technically sound or anything like that, but he is who he is. But put him in against Yugi Fury. As for Hrgovich, um, maybe I don't want to see him fight for a title next. He doesn't deserve that. But I'd like to see him fight. Just throwing a name out there, like if Martin Bakoli beats F.A. Ajagba, Hrgovich versus Bakoli, that'd be a freaking great fight because Bakoli is just a better version of Joe Joyce kind of. He will walk through your punches. And I know Parker caught him on the top of the head, but he don't got a weak chin. And Hrgovich may be able to outbox him, but Coley will put the same pressure on Joyce, and he will hit you a lot harder than Joyce hits. And I honestly think he would beat Hrgovich in a fight. So it'd be wise for Hrgovich to turn that fight down, but I think that's a great fight to make. If Cabial's not doing anything, have Cabial run right through him because I think Cabial beats him too. But it was just it was actually an entertaining fight, but I'm kind of like I like the sweet science of boxing, but that was a nice mix of because I always say you want entertainment fights in boxing, like go watch two guys who are not that skilled in boxing. It's usually what happens. Guys that are really skilled in boxing, you usually don't get like a slugfest because they're so defensively sound. They don't take a lot of risks. And just watched that. I'm watching Abdullah Mason. He just got a knockdown. Like there's a guy. You don't take many risks. Like he just goes for knockouts. Like he's not going to be in too many exciting fights when he gets up to the top level. It's just the way it is. But this was a good mix of you know, a little bit of the sweet science because Hrgovich is somewhat technically sound, but Joe Joyce is not at all. But Joe Joyce made Hrgovich fight his fight. It's one thing the announcers got right. Like I didn't agree with the announcers for most of the night, but that was one thing they got right. Like this is a Joe Joyce fight. Well, Hrgovich beat him at his own style, but that's Joe Joyce's only chance to win. He went out there, he gave it all. One judge had it like 98, 92. I don't know if it was that wide, but that's just it's who Joe Joyce is. But I don't think he should retire. I still think he's a halfway decent fighter. He's just never going to get to that top level. But like that's not everything for boxers. The guy just wants to fight. He can still get big fights out there. The problem is if he loses again, maybe he's done. But he put up a good enough performance. Yeah, he lost to Chisora, but that was another. It's an exciting fight. Like that's what a lot of fans want to see. So I don't see a reason for him to retire. Like I said, his chin's definitely not shot. Like name me five heavyweights that would have went through those punches that Hrgovich landed on Joyce. They're not out there. So yeah, that was that fight. But the fight before that, God, that was ugly. Adelaide versus TKV. I think his name, yeah, Jamie TKV. I think his name is. I didn't know anything about that TKV guy. I didn't even know he trains with Ben Davidson. I wish I knew that before I actually fired a missile on Adelaide. But I look, I won the bet. I'm happy, but that was a terrible job by the referee. A terrible job by that referee. The referee, in case you didn't see it, like the referee yells break and then yells break again. And at the same time, he yells break at the second time. He slaps down PKV's hand off of Adelaide. And when he does that, Adelaide gets a free punch. And I believe it was a left hook, a clean left hook that he landed. And the referee was like going around like he didn't know what to do. And then he just starts counting. And TKV is like kind of out of it at that point. But like, going back to the Crocker Donovan fight, which I felt I got screwed on with my frickin' Donovan bet. Um, like you didn't even see if Crocker could continue. You just disqualified Patty Donovan. This ref does the exact opposite and starts counting like it's a knockdown. And then shortly after that, he got up, he took the 8 count, and he got up, but he was on wobbly legs, and Adelaide was just swinging big shots, and eventually knocked him down again. Then TKV got up, and he went to his corner, and there's some controversy about why they stopped the fight. Like TKV, he kind of like when he got up, he turned his back to the ref, and he was kind of like leaning over the post. So the referee kind of has to make a split decision there, but like that's not where I'm mad at the ref at. It's that first one, and that's what caused everything that happened for the rest of the fight. So I wouldn't blame Ben Shalom for making an appeal for this fight and have those two guys fight again because Adelaide was getting his ass kicked in the first couple rounds, 5, 6 rounds. I think it was five. It happened in the sixth round, I believe. But the first 5 rounds, I think I gave 3 round to TKV. And I bet Adelaide, but TKV won all those rounds. They were ugly rounds. There was not much going on. You could tell Adelaide was just looking to land that one punch. And he landed it off of a break where, like I said, the ref was doing a lot of he was yelling break, but you know how like when they yell break and usually the ref will tap both guys on the shoulder, at least give them a sign, hey, in case you didn't hear me, I said break. Boom. This ref wasn't doing that. He kept like yelling break the whole night, and then he yelled break twice and slapped TKV's glove down. So like it's not a disqualification, but if he can't continue, I would just call it a no contest because it's an illegal punch. I know there's the whole protect yourself at all times, but this wasn't even like what Mayweather did to Ortiz. People thought that was dirty. This was way worse than what he did to Ortiz because the ref was involved with slapping his glove down so he couldn't protect himself from the punch. And yeah, he slapped the glove down on the other side, but when he touches the glove and yells break, that guy is to assume that, hey, there's a split second here where we're going to get separated. That didn't happen. So that ref did a terrible job. And even if they don't overturn it, I think there should be an immediate rematch. I don't think that's what Adeleye wants. Adeleye wants just keep on going with his career because that was a very tough fight for him. He could not figure out how to get past TKV's jab. TKV jabbed him all night, and Adelaide was just sitting there. He was waiting for one punch, but it's getting up to the fifth or sixth rounds, and you just gave away the first 5 rounds. Like that's not a smart thing to do in a 10 round fight. But he did get the knockout. It's just give me the rematch for that, and don't have that referee ref the next fight because he couldn't handle it. He couldn't handle it from the get go. There was a lot of hugging and stuff. Um, Adelaide was doing a lot of the holding, to be honest, the whole fight, which was odd because from a distance, TKV was handling him pretty good, and then Adelaide, when he got inside, he would hold. So it's like you're not throwing anything from the outside, and then when you get inside, you're just holding. He didn't throw many punches the whole fight. I mean, he probably threw. It was a 5 round fight. I mean, he'd be lucky if he threw like 100, 120 punches or something like that through 5 rounds. And I'm not lying with that stat. I mean, I'd be surprised if it was over that, and he definitely didn't land much of anything. But when he threw, like he was throwing with intentions, but he was missing. He was missing by a mile for most of the night, and it's just that one punch that he landed. It's an illegal shot. It's an illegal shot that the ref shouldn't have let happen, and I think the ref got caught up in the situation. And he probably just went by the, hey man, you got to protect yourself at all time. But like I said, when you slap the other guy's arm down and leave him defenseless, you got to do something. You got to be like, hey, that was my fault. That's exactly what you do. As soon as he hits the ground, hey, I yelled break. It was my fault. No knockdown. It doesn't happen very often, but I'm assuming that's what you're supposed to do. And then you give him 5 minutes to recover. Any other controversial blow, low blows and stuff like that, you give the guy time to recover. Hits on the back of the head. If the guy said he needs time to recover, you give him that 5 minutes. It's an illegal shot. Maybe you can argue that it's accidental, because I'm sure an Adelaide's gonna be like, I didn't hear no break or nothing like that. I'm sure he's gonna say that, but yeah, just give me a rematch for that fight. But let me know in the comments what you guys think about both those fights. Who you think Hrgovich should fight next? Who you think? Maybe I'm sure a lot of people think Joyce should retire. I don't agree, but let me know who you want to see him in the ring with next, and let me know if you think there should be a rematch with the Adelaide fight. Have a good night, guys.